Flan for din ichi kokech tu aljacht was donach verkrit verbaniert nar konjardel Robswan, Robsudin Yarige, Rim Koabra, Noko give up Dina Brekta, Riba Savra. Film bloeie doch lava, wat kan kneedjam, waarop zoeten schlicht noodbogenjem. Flan voor
Since the Irish levy were mostly that of workers, common folk, and labourers, such as that of farmers, it would be most common to actually see them wearing short trousers and as well a tunic. This style of equipment would actually be used for their everyday use. The footwear they would wear would be most common to be used throughout the entirety of the antiquity all the way leading up to the said 20th century. However, it did depend on the said region. The sleeveless tunic you see being worn is actually that of a tight woven tunic. There are many accounts written by the Romans stating of how these type of warriors would wear a type of sleeveless woven tunic probably made out of wool. This type of tunic wear has actually been seen in both regions of not just Ireland but as well Britannia and as well Gaul in the later centuries. It is believed to probably be near identical to that of a form of early gambeson, or in this case, equiton. As Romans' accounts even state that the chop of the sword could not actually effectively kill the user, even the well-placed thrust of a gladius, compared to those that were not wearing the said armor to begin with. The knife that was used in the entirety of combat might have been that of a of shortened blade. It is unknown though what this type of blade length could have been, as there are many variations of the uses of the blade length. The sword would probably be more of that of a shortened blade, probably no more than 1 to 2 feet long in blade length. However, it did depend on the user, and over the time would have been passed down from father to son. The cloak would be used as a form of protection against the elements, mainly the cold winds that effectively hit Ireland every once in a while. The cloak would be used and worn by the said Irish warriors, mainly to be used for elongated forms of travel. For example, traveling to one end of Ireland to the other, and as well using a cloak as a form of a blanket. The war club was a very common variation of weapon, as this type of weapon was mostly used other than that of the sword, since that of common folk were mostly that of farmers or laborers. A sword would be very expensive compared to that of a wooden club, which can easily be made. Club weapons were more likely to be used. The shields had different variations in sizes and shapes, such as from oval, round, or even buckler sized, between 15 to 30 inches in diameter. This would allow the user to be fighting in a form of light-style combat warfare, of which is near identical to that of what we end up seeing in the later centuries, such as with cattle raiding. This style of warfare was perfect for the Irish warrior. Spears and javelins that were used in the fighting were mostly that of this such. Levy units, such as that of the Irish levies, would actually be using the javelins for throwing and the spear for just in case of a close quarters combat fight. The sling would be one of the variations of styles of weapons that would be most common in the Levy type units. This would have been mostly used by sheep herders and as well everyday type of shepherds. The reason being, one, to protect the flock from wolves that actually infested the region of Ireland. The bow would be one of the most common uses of hunting tools used in that region of Ireland. However, levies were more known to actually use the javelin other than the bow, but in order to actually hone their skills, many Irishmen preferred to use the bow over the javelin. Wolf pelts would be worn by a certain class of Levy warriors, known as that as the Wolf Warriors of Ireland. Sadly though, there is not much evidence or information we can use to understand of what these warriors were, either from fact or from fiction, since there is also a lot of information left unknown about them. And sadly, over these centuries, the Wolf Warriors slowly decayed into nothing more than a memory by the time of the 6th century.